amazing and ambitious people, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be 7 habits of the young and successful. So I know you guys see those people that are young and they have like very nice cars like BMWs and Benz and they whipping. So one day I was wondering, and I'm pretty sure you guys have wondered too, like how can I put myself in a position that I can afford the lifestyle I want to live? So that's where I started to research, and I came up with 7 habits that I needed to implement into my own life in order to have the financial stability that I crave. And these are the 7 habits that I am bringing to you. The first habit, may be the most important habit, is to have monetary boundaries. Knowing how to save, knowing how to spend, and not spending off impulses. You can't spend your money uncontrollably and expect to be rich. You have to be able to have boundaries and say, you know what? I'm not gonna buy this, or I have food at the house, I'm not gonna eat out. So if you're someone that spends money on food all of the time, that might be something that you want to implement. Just being able to just say, hey, no, I have food at the house, I'm good, I'm not buying more food, just so that you can save more and have a better hold on your finances. Another way that I save money and place boundaries on myself is by saying, I don't need this now, so I'm not going to buy it. A rule of 30 that I use is to say that, hey, I don't want to buy this product right now, but in 30 days, if I still want the product and I have the money for the product, then I can buy the product. So for an example, let's say you want to buy an Apple Watch. Okay, so Apple Watches come out, new releases, everyone wants to go get them because it's impulse. But if you say, I'm going to wait 30 days, and if after 30 days I still need an Apple Watch, or I think that I still desire an Apple Watch, then I'll get an Apple Watch. The second habit that you can implement is to be proactive and reflect on situations. A lot of the time when things happen, we're so quick to react and be like, oh my gosh, this just happened. Now I have to go spend all my money doing XYZ. So instead, just be like, hey, this just happened, but I was prepared for it. So a great way to do that is by build your savings account and say, in case of an emergency, I'm going to have these funds set aside. For me, I like to set aside emergency funds as well as investment funds. So that way, I don't have to use my investment funds when an emergency happens. So pretty much I just use my emergency funds to fund anything that happens that I didn't plan for. That way I'm being proactive by setting my funds up ahead of time instead of wow, now I have to use the money that I was going to use to invest in a new stock in order to pay for my tire blowing out. The third thing that I'll tell you to do is something that is very important, and it's to tackle your morning. So instead of lollygagging around during the morning time, checking social media while you're still in bed, staying in bed a whole hour after you wake up, instead just get up, get out of bed, and get moving. So I like to say get up, get out, get moving. That way you refresh your body, you feel good, and you're out of bed. As soon as I wake up, I fix my bed sheets and I go wash my face, freshen up, and then after that, if I want to check social media or if I have time to check social media, I'll do so. But I never try to do it as soon as I wake up. I try to wait later in the day, after 2 hours of being awake, to check social media. That way I have my brain filled with positive thoughts that I want to make instead of letting the world make the thoughts for me. Sometimes we can get on social media and get bombarded by information or get bombarded by current events, things that are happening, where they're happy or tragic, and it kind of sets our mood for the day without us even knowing. So what I like to do is I just like to wait with social media and hold off for a bit. Another great helpful tip in order to tackle your morning can be to have a morning routine. So having morning routines are very popular because they work. They really work. When you set yourself on a time schedule, a routine that you get into, it's really easy for your brain to just be in go mode, automatic, and you're ready to go. As opposed to you waking up, not knowing what you're going to do, your brain is all over the place, you're trying to do something new every day. It's really hard for your brain to really get into the mode to be productive when it doesn't know what it wants to do. If you have scrambled eggs brain, then it's going to be hard to put it all together as a boiled egg and be solid. Okay, so moving along, the next habit that you should have is to have goals that encourage you. Goals that encourage you are goals that are smart and obtainable. If you have a goal that's not really smart, then you're going to psych yourself out of doing it. So for instance, if you want to learn a new language, if you say, I want to be fluent in this language within the next 3 months, that's going to be really hard. And you're going to know that it's really hard. And you're probably not going to have the time to dedicate to actually learning the new habit in 3 months. So then that's when you're going to have a problem. It's kind of like when you have a big assignment due and your brain is telling you, oh my gosh, this is so much work, I can't do it right now. So instead of, having this big assignment to do, like, you do it in pieces. So it's the same thing when you want to learn a new language or have any goal that you want to accomplish. Start small and work your way up. I'm not saying that you can't have big goals. Yes, you should shoot for the stars, but don't shoot for Pluto when we're all the way on Earth. Okay, so moving right along, it is very important to plan your day. Like, I know you guys probably hear this all the time, but that's because it's very important. Like, if you're not planning your day, then your day is pretty much gonna go to waste. If I don't plan my day, I'm pretty much just gonna be on Twitter or Instagram, scrolling throughout the day and lose hours. You can say, I'm gonna get on Twitter really quick, and next thing you know, you've been on Twitter for 2 hours. Like, I know I'm not the only one, because there's so much information out there on like social media that you just end up going from one page to another, and it's like, oh, let me just check this out really quick. And the next thing you know, like, you don't wasted all your time. So plan out your day so that you know exactly what you're gonna do. If you're wasting time, then you're wasting your own money. Like, if you have goals that you're gonna accomplish, you have to pretend to hire yourself. And what I mean by pretending to hire yourself is pretty much saying that, okay, if I want to make $100,000 this year, if I break that down, that means I want to make about $8,000 a month. If I break that down, that means that I want to make about $2,000 a week. And if I break that down even further, it's about $300 a day. So if you want to make about $300 a day and you're over here spending 4 hours or half your day just sitting around not doing anything to accomplish your goals, like saying, oh, I'm just researching, oh, I'm looking at what other people do, like, that's not really productive. If you are in charge of your future and you say that you want to make 6 figures and you're over here wasting half your day, that's like $150 to $300 that you're wasting. So you have to think of time as money. The next habit that I'll tell you is really important, but a lot of people do not do, is to read. Like, read. And no, I don't mean, oh, I read this blog post just today for like 5 minutes, I read. Or, oh, I went on Instagram and I was on the shade room and I read so much drama, so I read. No, like, you have to actually read. Like, if you are into reading things that are on the internet, then find blogs, but like, find blogs with highly informative information. Because some blogs are just like fashion blogs or things like that, and you don't really want to get distracted with the wrong type of content. So ahead of time, just tell yourself what type of content you want to research and find the best possible sources for that. So if you want to get into stocks, then say, okay, I'm going to research what type of reading I can do to better myself with stocks. And then if you see that the top thing is to read a book, don't say, oh, I don't really like reading, so I'm not going to read a book, I'm going to read a blog. Or I'm going to just search on Instagram or YouTube. Because books hide so much valuable information, and a lot of us don't like to actually read, and that's a big downfall we have. I know, personally, I love Apple Books, iBooks. Is that what it's called? Personally, I do love iBooks. I don't know what it's called, but it's literally located right on your phone if you have an iPhone. And there are so many free books. Like, I know the book Think and Grow Rich is very popular for like many people that are trying to be entrepreneurs or just want to make more money. And that is a book that I do recommend because it does put you in a great mindset. But also, like, there are other free books on there that just have so much value to offer, and people do not know because people do not read, people don't go to the app. But books are a great way to get information and to level up your life. So I would highly suggest reading a book. The last habit that I would say to implement into your life is to have multiple streams of income. The average millionaire has 7 streams of income. Yes, not 1, not 2, but 7. So in other words, if you want to be a millionaire, then you have to do what millionaires do. And what do millionaires do? They have multiple streams of income. So why don't you? I'm not going to say it's easy to get 7 streams of income because that is a large number when you think about sources of making money, when most people are just accommodated with making money one way. But there are so many different ways to make money. And especially today in 2020, where we have phones, we have laptops, the internet is booming. There's so many ways to make money on the internet. I just suggest that we just really take advantage of those opportunities and make money as quickly as possible and as best as possible. For an example, if you work a 9-to-5 job, you don't have to quit your 9-to-5 just to own a business. Side hustles are becoming very, very important. You don't have to stop what you're doing that is working for you and making you money just to start something else because you want to make money. No, you can do them both. You just have to learn how to manage your time very well, and you'll be able to conquer almost anything. But that's it for today's video. I hope those 7 habits were very helpful. If you guys have anything else that you'd like to mention to others, then please leave it in the comment sections below. If you guys have any questions, you can also leave it in the comment section below. Give this video a thumbs up if you made it to the end and you thought the information was useful. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.